Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Romero from the Galasso Learning Solutions. On this week's Genuine Learning blog, we are going to be looking at the proposed revisions to the Federal Audit Clearinghouse's data collection form. So specifically, it is looking at these proposed revisions from the SF-SAC Form. But you can see the full title there where you'd be able to locate this information. So it's from the GSA, the General Service Administration, the submission for OMB review, Federal Audit Clearinghouse. And this came out on January 15th, 2026. And really, where this is coming from is to really be in compliance with that Paperwork Reduction Act. So the GSA is proposing different revisions to the existing information collection request, that ICR, and the data collection form, the SF-SAC form, and the associated FAC web form. So yeah, a lot of acronyms in there, but you do see that we have spelled them out so you'd have full awareness of what they mean. And I do want to dive in a little bit so you do understand what these forms are. So what is that SF-SAC form? Well, it is used to collect the information that's going to be required underneath the Uniform Administrative Requirements, Cost of Principles, and Audit Requirements for Federal Award auditees. But really, that's just talking about our single audits under uniform guidance. And this is going to be, now that we have our Yellow Book 2024 implemented, that it's going to be for auditees that have expended $1 million or more of federal awards in a single year. So what you do is if you have spent $1 million or more on federal awards underneath the new Yellow Book, you have to submit the SF-SAC form along with your single audit reporting package to the Federal Audit Clearinghouse. So we have 4 different proposed revisions. The first one is looking at adding an optional resubmission pathway. And so you would be able to go in and edit different areas known as like the type, your reason, your report ID. The second is looking at an optional structured field within the audit findings. So being able to go through and talk specifically about those question costs, the criteria, condition, cause, effect, your recommendations. So this is going to look more similar to your schedule of findings and question costs. And this has been included in the past in narrative form, but really being able to have these structured fields where you'd be able to identify, for instance, the criteria and then put your narrative. It's going to be easier for you to be able to see that information and really use it. Next, we have an optional yes/no indicators to report on those likely or known frauds. And lastly, there is a new yes/no web form for auditor disclosures of prior audit findings. So if you have a summary schedule of prior audit findings, you do have one of those indicators that you can say a yes or a no. So what are we going to do at this point? We are going to be submitting comments and recommendations from these proposed revisions to say, do we think this is going to be helpful with our SF-SAC forms and getting everything submitted to the Federal Audit Clearinghouse. So specifically, the GSA is looking to receive comments that are going to be focusing on these 4 areas, looking if the collection is going to be necessary, if they have created and have put together an accurate description of what the burden estimate is going to be. Also, ways that you can maybe look at enhancing the utility and clarity of what you're going to be putting forward. Is it quality information? Is it going to be useful to our financial statement users? And lastly, if you have any ways that can reduce burden. So these comments and recommendations are going to be due on or before February 17th, 2026. I do want to note that Galasso Learning Solutions has fantastic audit level staff training. We have 4 different levels that start with our new hires and interns that go all the way up to our experienced our experienced seniors. And you can go through and customize these to make sure that each level is going to be learning what you want them to know in their different audit trainings. And so we do have Jacqueline Vino. She runs these courses for us, these different sessions and she does a fantastic job. Everyone that comes out of there is able to just hit the ground running and do everything appropriately as they are going through their audits. So thank you so much as we looked at some of these proposed revisions and getting to see what we can comment back on and making sure that we get all that information by that due date to the GSA. Thank you and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.